Hey, Puentistas, welcome back. I hope you had an excellent spring break. I'm here to give you your week 10 overview. Before we do that, though, I wanted to show you something. I'm going to move this guy around a little bit, if it'll let me. Beep. A lot of you were talking about The Last of Us. I know some of you now watch the HBO series, so it's better known. So check this out. Here is a watercolor that my son Matt painted for me for my birthday of a clicker. Pretty scary, huh? All right. You won't be quizzed on that, I promise. So, let's talk a little bit about what's coming up this week. This is what you're looking at right now. Let's jump to our week 10 overview. Now, remember that this week we are finishing up our rough draft of our annotated bibliography. I had office conferences with most of you the week before spring break. I've tried to contact the rest of you with some success, but not complete success. So expect a personalized message from me. I really want to have a quick little conference with you so we make sure that we're not falling behind and you can get like any questions that you have out of the way. Now, I know there's some concerns about this part of the project right here, but I've given us a lot of materials that will help break it down and make it a lot easier for us to get through. So for Monday, this is today, you're going to have a couple very quick reads from me. There's a text, I don't know why that's showing up. How to read a database journal article. Then also how to build an annotated bibliography. I know some people are already working on it, but even if you aren't, this will be a great way for you to make sure that you're up to date with it. Now notice you're also going to preview, read, and annotate this quick article about persuasion because we're trying to persuade people of our point of view about how to best serve English language learners in our communities. Notice we have no week 10 discussion. That way we can all make sure that we have a rough draft of our annotated bibliography up and ready to go in class on Thursday. The printers should be working. I'm checking them today. Um, if you can print beforehand, I strongly recommend it. Or come early. They will print for you at the Success Center for absolutely free. So that's another option for you. Um, like I said, no week 10 discussion. We're just going to be working on making sure our rough drafts of our annotated bibliography are going to be ready. Here on Thursday, you're going to bring that annotated bibliography to class, and we're going to do a peer review on it. Also, I'm going to be observed for the last time this semester by my dean. Just do your excellent, awesome stuff in class, and it'll all be great. It's no pressure on you. Uh, he's just going to be there to help make sure that I'm up to date on everything and I'm doing everything possible to help you guys be successful. So keep that in mind. So, how to read a database journal article. Those of you who've had conferences with me have already talked with me about this a little bit. We've already gone over like how different the reading is for these journal articles. There are no pictures, there are no fun, colorful graphs. It's just text, 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 text. Maybe some number grids. I'm not expecting you to be an expert. We have to apply different reading strategies for different kinds of texts. You're not going to read a journal article the same way you're going to read, like, say, a magazine. So we're going to keep that kind of stuff in mind. And there's a different thoroughness that we use depending on what kind of source that we're looking at or what kind of reading material we're looking at. Remember how I gave you that little flow chart about yes, no, maybe? We're we're going to be using a strategy that's similar to that to help us just get to where we need to go. Now, here are my three basic reading strategies for these journal articles. You're going to read the introduction, You're going to read the first sentence of every body paragraph, and then you're going to read the conclusion. Um, like I said, I don't expect you to be research experts, but the results or the conclusion are going to be the most important part for us. In fact, I should change that to say results and conclusion. I'll do that in a second. Now, also, you're going to be reading how to build an annotated bibliography. I've seen some with some people before. In other words, like before we went on break, but I thought I would lay it out for you a little bit more. Now, I gave you an earlier video and I didn't quite like it perfectly. I'm giving you another one here that kind of visually shows you how to set it up. I've kind of changed the requirements for the paragraph for like your step 2 and 3. So you're going to start with your works cited entry for your article in MLA format, right? And remember, most databases will send that to you or give it to you. And you can use EasyBib or Citation Machine to get started. Second element is that you're going to write a 4 or 5 sentence summary of the main points of the article. And the main points of the article are going to be in the full introduction, the first sentence of every body paragraph, and the conclusion. And again, if you're not catching everything because it's so specialized, that is so totally okay. I know this is a stretching assignment, right? But I want us to collaborate and work together on this because I want you to be prepared when you have to use the databases in the future. Like in other classes, they're just going to say, do research, give me the research paper. And then it's all on you. You're flying solo. But here, I want us to keep on working together and teaming up in order for us to all be successful on this project. And again, I know there's going to be overlap of sources among a lot of you, and that's totally fine too. Sharing sources is great. I mean, you're all going to be writing your own papers, so I'm not even worried about that. And once again, it's okay if it's not perfect. Remember, all these little steps in between, they're preparation for making that final product at the end. And that's the only thing I'm really worried about. So again, if it's not perfect, we're all here to learn. We can find a way to make it look good and to get it in, to get the points that we need and to move forward. So you're going to write that 4 or 5 sentence summary, and then in 1 or 2 sentences after that, you're going to explain what information you could use from the source to support your thesis statement. You could use a little bit of a quote and say how you could use it, what point you think you could use it to prove. And then you're going to repeat this process for each source, and you should have 6 to 8 sources total. And in other words, and each source should have the works cited entry, the summary, and what information you could use. That's it. And again, looking at this video will give you a visual of it. Okay? Now, the video suggests you do a little bit more than these 2 things. And that's fine if you want to, but what I'm really concerned with is you do have these 3 steps. So that's the big deal with that. And I will also be putting up a submission point for the works cited annotated bibliography. But remember, peer review is the only thing you need to worry about once you've got that rough draft done. And it's okay if it's rough. You know, I just want everybody to get it all good and organized to make that final writing process easier. I've got advice hours this week at the normal time. Please come and see me either live or on Zoom. I'd be happy to talk with you about it more. Hope you're having a great week so far. Welcome back, and I'll be talking to you soon.